Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have a little bit of an art supply haul. In fact, the box is so big I can't really fit it on camera. It looks like it's in a pizza box actually, which I think is quite fun. I have not opened this yet. I only unstuck the sticky tape to make it easier. I do know what's inside though, because it's a gift from me to me. It's from craftonline.com.au, so that's an Australian company. And when I saw this deal, I just couldn't resist, and it probably wasn't a necessary purchase, but something I've been looking at for a little while. And I'll tell you why once we reveal. Okay. So it is the 100 set of the Inktense pencils. And this was going for like less than half the price everywhere else. So the way that things have been going up in cost, I just thought I've got to get it. Because I already have the 72, but I've been eyeing off the extra 28 colours. And the reason being is that the extra colours in here are more light fast, and there's some pretty basic colours like yellows and reds in the 72 set that none of them really have good light fast ratings. So I'm really excited to see what the extra colours look like, because a lot of them have better light fast ratings. Because I've been really loving Inktense at the moment. This is what I did most recently. Using a combination of the blocks and the pencils, and I just fell in love with how they work, and I've not been so happy doing an artwork for a long time, so I wanted to ensure that they would not fade if I did want to sell them. So I thought I would lash out and get the 100 set. There's a lot of people talking about light fastness of the Derwent Inktense, and the more that you dilute the colours with the water, the less light fast they are. So I am conscious of that, and when I do them in my artworks, I use them pretty thick, so I'm not really that worried that they're going to fade. And I usually use the blocks have a better light fast rating, so I use the blocks underneath and then the pencils with more detail on top. We'll swatch out the different colours that are included in this 100 set versus the 72 set in a moment. And I did get a few extra things. I've got some Daniel Smith watercolours. And these are colours that I have been eyeing off as just something a little bit different, as I do have quite a few Daniel Smith colours already. Here's a little swatch of all of them. I would be doing some more swatch cards of these ones here. There's a few here. See the ones with P? I'll take them out of the plastic so that you can see them better. So the ones with the P on them are from their Primatek range. And I find these ones very interesting because they use naturally occurring minerals to make the paints. And this one apparently comes from a mineral found in Tasmania, which is my home state. So I really couldn't go past getting that one. So we've got Serpentine Genuine, Mayan Blue Genuine, and Amethyst Genuine as the Primatek colours. And I think I just saw these and thought that they looked nice. So that I hadn't really been thinking about these too much, but these three I definitely had. So we've got Imperial Purple, Aussie Red Gold, again, Australian. So I feel like I should have that one. And Mayan Red. I don't know, there's something about the name Mayan that gets me a little bit excited. So I'm going to do up some swatch sheets of these 6 colours, plus I'll figure out which of the 28 in this 100 pack are different to the 72, and we'll swatch them out as well. Woohoo! Look at that. Beautiful. So many colours. So with this 100 set, it's got 2 full layers, and then the extra 28 is in the bottom like this. Obviously they're in colour order, so I'm going to have to go through and figure out which ones, like this one, are new colours. Okay, I've found all the 28 colours. And they'd actually be a nice set on their own. Well, actually a lot of places do sell them as additional ones, but to be honest, this deal with Craftonline, it wasn't much more expensive just to buy a whole extra set, and now I've got obviously spares that I can use for sketching and all the rest of it, so I feel like it's a good deal. Can't wait to test these out. Alrighty, we're all ready to go. So I've got my little swatch, whatever you want to call them, cards. I do often do swatches in sketchbooks, but I really like when you're growing a collection to do it on a card, because then you can choose layouts for palettes and so on, which I think I'm going to have to expand my Daniel Smith palette. I've got them in a few different palettes at the moment, but I'd love to put them all together. So this is the Amethyst Genuine. Now, most watercolours will come with a pigment code, but because these ones were the genuine mineral pigment, they don't really get assigned a code as such. But Daniel Smith has tested their light fastness. So these colours are all pretty highly rated. Beautiful colour. Try and move that so it's not so much. Okay, Mayan Blue Genuine, another one from the Primatek range. Oh, that's I should squeeze them into pans first, but anyway, it's going to waste some paint. I'm doing it this way. Oh wow, that is so beautiful. I'm really happy with that colour. It's very moody, very sultry. I could see a stormy sky in that. Light fastness rating of 2, so these ones 1 and 2 are considered light fast or light fast for professional use, so they would be fine to use in a professional artwork. I don't want to waste all my serpentine. I am going to have to pause and get a pan for that, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Okay, crisis averted. I'll save that for later. I don't always squeeze, like these Primatek ones I have squeezed into palettes before, but because they're quite mineral dense, I guess, sometimes they're not the easiest to re-wet, so I probably won't fill up that pan, and just squeeze it out as I need it. This is such a grungy colour, I love it. It's got a very interesting texture. I did just, so I wasn't wasting it, I did one on a piece of bigger sheet, and it's interesting because normally a pigment like with the granulation like that wouldn't separate into 2 colours unless there was actually 2 pigments in there. So I wonder what the serpentine mineral is actually composed of, because you can see a definite browny, like a reddy brown, as well as the green. So And in the dilute tones, it's actually quite green, like quite limey green. So it's very interesting colour. The rest of the colours behaved well and didn't squirt all over my fingers like that one. The Aussie Red Gold was a little bit separated, but I think we'll still be able to see the colour very nicely. Oh, it is super vibrant. And I do approve of the name because our red soils are pretty much as blinding as that. Not as yellow though. I like that. Now it's a mix, so it's got PY83, PR101 and PV19. So it'd be interesting to see how that mixes with other colours, having already got 3 pigments in there. Now I don't know much about this pigment. I think I just picked it because, I don't know, I just got a bit of a attraction to the name Mayan. Something exotic, but it's actually very beautiful. Reminds me a little bit of a quinacridone coral. And the last one over here is the Imperial purple, which, just looking at those pigments, should be a granulating colour because of the ultramarine in there. Yes, PV29 and PV19. So we'll give that a bit of water and see what it does for us. Otherwise it looks similar to dioxazine purple or violet, whatever you want to call it. See if it does separate into a more pinky colour. Oh yeah. We might come back to that one. I think it will. One thing I've loved learning about is different pigments, because all those granulating mixes are all the rage, but if you figure out which pigments are the ones that are going to do those cool effects, then you can literally make your own mixes. Yes, that reminds me of old lady veins. Alrighty. So now we will do the Inktense, and we'll come back to these when they're dry. Move that out of the way. And put that up there, you'll be able to see it as it dries. I really like these colours, they're very interesting. My 2 favourites, probably the Serpentine Genuine. I really just think that's an amazing colour, and probably this Mayan Blue. It's really nice. Okay, now you'll have to forgive me because I got a bit muddled up when I was doing this little thing. So the oranges are down here, but anyway, you'll forgive me for that. So I've got the pencil code, the name, and then the light fastness rating. With Derwent, they use a different light fast scale to, say, for instance, Daniel Smith. So a rating of 6, 7, and 8 are considered light fast for professional use, but anything under that we would say probably not. The caveat being they have a warning on their website that these light fast ratings are when you use the pencil dry, and these pencils really are designed to be used with wet, so it will reduce the light fastness. So you just got to take that into account. The way I've been getting around it with my artworks is putting a layer of light fast pencils over the top, especially for the reds and pinks and the colours that are generally more fading. Because, you know, even if, well, a layer on top of it should make it not fade, but even if it did, the light fast pencil should not fade. Anyway, we'll draw them in, and then I'll put water on them so you can see how they react. If you don't have Inktense pencils, you really should try some. They are so much fun, and you really don't need a lot on the page for it to come alive. Now these two I really got mixed up. Orange sherbet. So in the original set, there's not many yellows and reds that are 6, 7 or 8. So it's really exciting to see that there's quite a few in this extra 28. That's Paprika, Persian Red, and Pink Flamingo. So this one's a 4, so it's fine for sketches. And I also do a lot of artwork that I just scan in. I will just note that this is rough paper, so it does have quite a bit of tooth on it, which will look nice when I put the water on. So yeah, Pink Flamingo, Sugar Plum and Amethyst 2, 3 and 4, so they will be very pretty, I'm sure, but I probably wouldn't use them on an artwork that I was going to sell. Nightshade. Now this just reminds me of the show Wednesday. Violet Blue is a 3, so yeah, we'll just appreciate it and use it on things we're scanning in. Lapis Blue. Oh, I really shouldn't brush away the crumbs. Just smudges everywhere. Denim. Glowing is better. Dark Cerulean. I will say too, I have mainly just used Inktense on smooth paper, hot press paper, because I like to do fairly detailed work. But I think seeing them on rough paper makes it stand out better when you put the water on. Sea Breeze, 8, Mint Leaf. So yeah, these colours in their own right would be a nice set. They're very, it's a very good range, even on their own. Jungle Green. Now these greens, people are raving about these greens, but I look at them and I think, ooh, they're very bright for me, but it's very easy to tone down greens, so it's not a problem. Natural brown. I don't really know why they needed more browns, to be honest, but anyway, here they are. I do love some of these names. Asphalt. Storm Dust. I think that's partly the appeal of Inktense, actually, is the names, like this one, Dark Mink. Just, yeah, okay. This is the fun part. You'll be able to see just how beautiful they are. Oh, I just get so excited when I look at them. I'm choosing not to fully dissolve them, just so you can see the difference in colour between the pencil and when you put water on it. But they do dissolve really well. There is, I mean, you can be a bit more careful with your pencil strokes and you will be able to dissolve most of it. Oh, that golden sun is actually very golden. It's beautiful. Whoops, that's way too much water. Sorry, everyone. Wild Flame. I like that. It's kind of like a, well, it's a, yeah, cross between a vermilion and an orange. I'll just go down here because really I should have done these first. Mango is one of the colours in the pan set. It is a lovely bright colour. It's a number 5 though, so It's not going to stay that colour. Sorbet, orange sorbet. Yeah, so there's a really pleasing array of colours. Paprika. Sorry, I keep getting too much water. Oh, I really like that. That one, it's a little bit spicy. Persian Red. Oh, yes, that's a nice red, that is. So when I was doing that bird picture, I used a thick layer of the blocks first because they generally have better light fast ratings. I asked Derwent about that, and apparently, well, the answer they give is just that the binders and everything's different, which affects the light fastness, which is true because some pigments, for instance, in watercolour are very fugitive or fade fast, but in bound in different medium like oil or acrylic will be more permanent. Oh, it's such a pity that that's a number 3. That is a lovely colour. I can definitely see myself using these for some floral pictures though. Oh, yeah, that is nice. Amethyst Genuine. Oh, wow. I wonder if you can see that. I didn't realise it actually has like a sparkle. It's so pretty. Nightshade. Don't come too close, I will kill you. Violet blue. Oh yes, nice. Lapis blue. I do like that blue, that's nice. Denim. It's brighter than what I would picture denim to be, but it is very nice. Dark cerulean. Oh, okay, that was a bit of a surprise, but yes, that looks more like a cerulean to me. If you do have Inktense, it's very important that you do a little swatch chart for yourself because they are very different when the water's on them. Malibu. Yes, definitely. Mineral blue. Oh, nice. Sea breeze. Yep, I could definitely see some seascapes here as well. So we've got florals, seascapes. I think we're pretty well covered. Mint leaf. We're going to go into our greenery now. Olivine. Yeah, now that's a nice green. I like my greens not too unnaturally bright. Jungle green, like this. Looks like toxic waste or a highlighter. It's got a light fast rating of 8, so I don't know what pigments they use in that. Lime green. Okay, I can see why people get excited about that lime green. That is very smooth, very nice. Burnt umber. Yeah, I never get excited about browns. Brown is brown. You can mix a brown. Natural brown. Yep, it's brown. Asphalt. Yeah. I think by this point they were just trying to get the extra colours. Storm dust. Yeah. Now I'm excited about this one because of the name. I just feel like this is a sultry colour. Yes, I like that. It has a hint of something else in it. So